The Corena function allows you to rename multiple containers within the scene. So let's drag a primitive down here. And you already know how to copy containers. You can control click and drag these down, or you could use that Cocoa plugin to copy things. And to rename it, you just double click it and you can use the down arrow down to go to different containers. There's also another way using this Corena, and to use this, what we have to do is if we have a series of containers here, and let's make a couple more copies, and what I'm going to do is group them. So I'm going to throw these in a group. Now I'm going to use this Corena found in the FP, our Functions tab, and in the Container folder. I'm going to drag this down. The Corena stands for Container Rename, and remember, begins with the CO, and the folder here is Container. So if that helps you remember what the Corena stands for, Container Rename. If I click on my Corena icon and go into the Corena editor, first thing that we have here is the name, and it's set to rename by default, but I can change it to anything. So let's say we want to call this Cubes. It has an add index, which is on by default. There's a starting index, so I'm going to change this to 1, and also a reverse index, which is off by default. We're going to leave that off for now. So I'm going to come down to my execute button, and when I hit execute, what it does is change the names of all these containers underneath our main group here. So it says it changed it to Cubes 1, and since we had the starting index set to 1, that's what the first container name was. So let's go up and change it again. This time we'll call it Cubes X maybe. We'll turn add index off, and when we do that, there is no more option for us to put in a starting index. So when we hit execute, what it does is just names all of these containers Cubes X. So let's go back once more. We're going to turn add index on. We'll name it Cubes XX. And this time we're going to say reverse index. And since we're going in reverse, let's say, I don't know, we'll start from 10 and go backwards. Now when I hit execute, what it does is names it Cubes XX, and it starts going backwards. So it starts at 1, goes down to 0, and then it goes into the negative numbers. Now once you have your containers renamed, you're actually done with the Corena, and you can drag that to the trash since you really don't need it anymore.